Okay. So, real world review of the MacBook Pro 15 inch, and the 16 inch is very much like it because it's got the same keyboard. So, let me just try to review this thing. But I don't want to complain about the computer. So, what I'll do is I'll tell you what I liked about my old computer before I got this one and how it relates. So, my old computer, okay, the keyboard actually worked on it. I mean, when I'm working on my computer and I'm using the keys and I'm typing in stuff, I could see it, what I'm typing in appear on the screen, without any problems. The keys, they didn't stick. They were very nice. And when I touched the key, I hit a key, it would only register once. So, I didn't have to use the backspace button, every time I hit the A button on my old laptop. And that's what I really liked about it. And I really miss that. I really do. Um, I also miss the fact that, when I go to open my old laptop and I type in the password, it actually accepts it, and I don't have to type it in four times, for the computer to accept the password because of the keyboard. Yeah, that's another thing I miss. Um, I missed the battery life of my old laptop. I think, um, I got lots of life out of it. I had over 2 hours on my old laptop, and with my my MacBook Pro, I get under 2 hours, so I miss that about my old laptop. The My old laptop had like USB plugins, and it had like flash card plugins and things like that. So I definitely miss that because, well, with my new MacBook Pro, I've got like 10 dongles, like hanging off the side of it, and some of those work and some of those don't exactly work so well. And then I'm like I'm switching USB positions with my mouse because the mouse isn't registering on some of the dongles. Um, so I really miss my old computer when it comes to, all the different inputs and stuff that it had. Um, so basically, keyboard, battery life, inputs. I miss the memory management. I remember that I had like 8 gig of memory, and it was always enough for what I was ever trying to do. Um, I thought, well, maybe I'll go to 16 gig because I do use a lots of memory now for things I'm doing now. Um, but the downside is when this computer boots up, it uses like 8 or 9 gigs. So I've only really got like 8 gigs of free memory at that point. So it's not really a leap from where I was, because if you're using a lots of memory anyway, I mean, you're gonna be using the cloud. You're not really gonna be using your one laptop unless you've got other computers and you can leverage the memory and virtualization of those other computers, which is nice, and that's kind of what I do now. But yeah, I miss so many things about my old laptop. Um, I one thing, I guess, let's talk about some positives about the MacBook Pro. I mean, one of the positives is it forces you to use a mechanical keyboard every time you want to use the laptop. And that's a really cool thing because I really like typing on my mechanical keyboards. So, with my old laptop, I didn't need an external keyboard. But, now that I'm always using an external keyboard, that's a positive. Another positive is the mouse. I am really having to use an external mouse with this since I have an external keyboard, and I do like having an external mouse, so that's nice. And I guess because I have to use all this extra stuff, it makes sense that you'd have to use an external monitor because the position of the keyboard in relation to the laptop. So I have a bigger screen. So there are some positives to the MacBook Pro when you think about it, but it begs the question. I mean, instead of spending $3,500, whatever it was on this computer, I probably could have spent like $500 either on a Mac Mini. I don't know how much they are now. Maybe they're $800. I don't know, but I'm sure they're not $3,500. And since I had to buy all this other stuff anyway, or just, use it because I already had it, I probably could have saved some money to buy some other stuff. So, oh, okay. So I thought that was a positive, but maybe now that I'm looking at it, maybe that's a downside. So that's my user review of these computers. If it was me, would I buy another one? Hell no. Don't do it.